Hey, are you kicking around the idea of starting a YouTube channel? I really hope you are, because I think they can benefit everybody. But it always comes with a lot of questions of starting, and that makes sense. So I thought maybe to just deal with them, I'd pose 4 questions to you to think about and answer, and hopefully those answers will get you on the better track to get started with less confusion and more purpose and more of a chance for success. So let's get to it. Hey, I'm Diane. I'm learning a lot about YouTube as I work on my own channel, and I thought I'd just condense it and help you, and by sharing it here, and hopefully it can be an encouragement and of value to you as well. So my first question is really a 2-parter, and that is, what do you want your channel to accomplish? So if you're starting a YouTube channel because you just want to have fun and have it be a creative outlet and something that you really enjoy putting those videos together and you post them and your family and your friends are like, that's great, and they love it and they love it along with you, then that's 100% what you need to do. It's going to be something that just is really fulfilling. It'll be a great record for you to be able to look back over time. And that's totally worth it for what that channel is if that's your purpose. Now, is your purpose that you want to monetize this channel and eventually make money from it? Well, then that's a different approach. Why? Because the channel's no longer about you. The channel's about your perfect viewer. So people's time and attention is very valuable. I'm very cognizant of that as I'm making these videos, that I want to present something that's going to be a benefit to you. And so that benefit can be, for your videos, can be something that is educational to them, with something that they're interested in, something that entertains them, makes them laugh. People just want to scroll and find something that, wow, okay, it's going to capture their attention and it's going to keep their attention because they're getting something from it that is worth their time. So you have to think about who your perfect viewer might be, what's going to interest them, and then your focus becomes creating something that they're really going to benefit from. So when you find that sweet spot of things that you know your perfect viewer is going to benefit from, and it's something that you feel like you are in a position to be able to talk about, I think that's the magic formula for having a channel that really has the potential to grow. So if you want your channel to make money, remember, it's not about you. It's all about the perfect viewer. Okay, so that brings us to the next question. Do I have to choose a niche? That seems to be what really tangles a lot of us up when we're starting a channel, because we feel like we have to really define this narrow pathway. So if a niche is really something that you want to go with, then think about the topics that really interest you. Think about the topics that you can talk about for hours on end and not have to do a lot of research to put into it. Think about the things that people come to you for your advice and input on because they know that you know a lot about that topic. So if that's something that's really obvious to you, then you might really be in a position where you have a niche to create a channel on. Again, it has to be something that your perfect viewer is going to care about. But if you're bringing already a knowledge base and experience that is really easy for you to talk about a topic, and you can off the top of your head think of, 20 or 30 topics immediately of what you would make videos about, then you're in a great position to say that you have a niche. And for more information on that, there's 1,000 videos of choosing a niche on YouTube, but I'm kind of taking a different approach. Honestly, I don't know that I really want to narrow down that much. So instead of picking a niche, I've picked an audience, and my audience is Gen Xers and younger boomers that really just kind of want to find some new opportunities, especially with making extra money and using their skills to make YouTube videos and other communication sorts of things. I know a fair amount about that from my background, and so I'm not narrowing it down so it has to stay just on YouTube or whatever, because I have a lot of ideas of what I want to move into as time goes on. But I'm making videos now, and I'm seeing your comments that are great. I really love all the insights that people are sharing, and I'm seeing what you're responding to, what YouTube, the algorithm, seems to like and what it doesn't really seem to like. And I'm a small channel. I have all kinds of room to experiment. So keep that in mind as you're starting. Don't get trapped by I have to keep a really narrow topic niche as you're going, because you have plenty of room to experiment. You don't have 100,000 eyeballs on you yet. So just experiment. Find what you feel comfortable talking about. Find what you like talking about, and then shift it to that audience always. Find what your audience seems to be interested in. Find what they seem to be asking for, and just create those things So if you're able to at least narrow it down to some sort of demographic that isn't the whole entire world, start there. See where you want to go, keep making some videos, and just see how they do, and you'll be able to make better decisions from there. All right, next question. Is there any evidence on YouTube that people are already watching videos on the topics that you want to create videos about? So I'm finding that, especially as a small channel, that YouTube isn't really a rewarder of out-of-the-box thinking. If you can see that people are already watching certain topics, I would certainly kind of play around in those certain topics to begin with. So I would find some channels that sort of are related to what you want to be talking about and see what's working on those channels. So let me show you how to do that quick. It's easy to take a look. You can go to the channel and hit videos, and then when you hit popular, that's going to list the videos by the number of views that they've gotten. So you can check out the popular videos that are really getting the most attention, and then while you're doing that, be sure to take a look at how old they are. So if these videos are doing well and getting more views than the number of subscribers on the channel, that's often another good gauge. And they've been made in, I'll say at the longest, the last 365 days in the last year, then that's a topic that you might want to consider doing a video about. Now, do you take their script and copy it exactly and just do exactly what they're doing? Of course not. You are bringing your own viewpoints, your own stories, your own experience, and you can really make that topic that you know has had some level of popularity already on YouTube in fairly recent time, and talk about that from your specific viewpoint. So I think that's really a great way to gauge what you want to start talking about. And what you can see is already getting some traction. If you want to take your spin on that topic, make your video on it, I think you have a much better chance of getting started. So I just offer that as sort of just like a touch point of reality. If you have topics that you can see that no one's watching any videos on right now, that's definitely not where you want to start. If you grow, you gain an audience, and you want to go into that later on, sure, give it a try. But when you're starting, I think it's best to try with those tried and true things that you can see is already getting attention now, and that you know it's a topic that you can talk about, put your own spin on it, and really create a good video from that hopefully is really going to generate that same kind of interest on. And final startup YouTube channel question for this video, at least. Are you able to commit to making at least one video per week? And I say that because I'm learning that YouTube really has a big value on consistent posting. Now, I'm going with a one time per week posting at this point. I'm hoping maybe as I get a little better at this whole process and it doesn't take me so much time, that I can move to twice a week, because I have a lot more ideas of what I want to talk about. But I'm being very consistent of posting once per week. So if you're excited about it now, great. I think you're going to do well with producing a lot. But think about what it might be a few months down the road, and just think, are you going to be as excited about it? Are you going to be able to commit that time? Are you going to be able to move the things around in your daily life that you can accommodate still having that at least once per week posting schedule? That's kind of what you need to commit to. And if that seems like that's going to be impossible for you at this point, then maybe it's just not the right time. And you can think about moving forward and how you can start to accommodate that. But I really encourage you really have to post at least once a week for YouTube to feel like it's going to have the consistency that it's going to reward you by pushing your videos out a little bit more. So just consider that as you're getting started. If you can commit to that, perfect. Now, I know there's probably 100 more questions in your head right now that you'd like to ask. And I encourage you, please put them in the comments. If I get some of these questions that I feel like I'm in a position to answer, I'll make more videos to do that. But I know a big one that's always on people's minds is what equipment do I need to get started? Now, let me just encourage you, it does not need to be complicated. Don't let I need all the fancy things that I have no idea how to use be what stops you from getting started. I'm using my phone that I carry with me every day. It happens to be an iPhone. It can be a phone that has a good camera on it. It really doesn't matter the brand. I'm using a very small, flexible tripod on Amazon on a stack of books on my desk, and I can link to that particular tripod. It doesn't matter which one it is. As long as it holds your phone still, you're in good shape. Now, I'm trying out a new mic, and as you can see from my other videos, a lot of times I forget to use the mic, but this one is wireless. I'm going to see how it goes. It's not complicated. I'm plugging it into my phone, so it's a little bit better audio coming through, so I can increase the quality of that in my videos, which I think is good for me to do. So I have 3 pieces of equipment that I'm using to make these videos. Don't feel like you had to get trapped by the whole equipment trap, because it just slows things down and it puts more of a learning curve on you that you have to figure out how to use all this stuff. And for editing, honestly, right now I'm using CapCut on my phone. It's pretty simple to use, and honestly, I think any person over 12 years old in their teens is probably going to be in a much better position to teach you about CapCut than just about anybody. So, get those questions answered by any kids that you might have in your life. Honestly, that would be a good place to start. But it's not a complicated program to use. I hope that maybe I can graduate into something better as I learn and go on, but I'm just getting started too. So I'm taking this simple route because my goal is to get out videos that benefit people. And I'm making the choices to keep things simple so that I can do that and I can be posting at least once per week. So I am again going to encourage you to start a YouTube channel. And I have posted a video before, I'll link it right here, and it's a brilliant idea to start a YouTube channel, even if nobody watches it. And again, if that's your goal, that you just want to have a channel that is where you can just have your creative outlet, that's wonderful. However, just a reminder, if you want it to be something that you want to make money from, it does require a different approach. So if you have any other questions, leave them in the comments. I'd love to hear what your channels are going to be about. And let me just be that encouragement again. If you're on the fence about starting a channel, if you can make it work time-wise, I really encourage you to do it, because the world needs to hear what you have to say. I might disagree with what you have to say. Oh well, there's plenty of people who probably disagree with me on things, and I'm 55. I don't care anymore. I'm just happy to be able to do this, and I'm hoping that I'm creating something of benefit, and I really encourage you to just take that same approach too. I really want to see what you can do.